Welcome back to the show, everybody. Our guest today is a very special guy coming all the way from the land down under, an inspirationalist, the host of 100 Things.
Yeah, this is very, very cool. We have Sebastian Terry here with us.
Thanks
Welcome,
for having
Sebastian. Yeah. This is such an awesome, inspiring show that you are doing now. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, thanks very much. Well, it's called 100 Things. It's essentially based on a journey that I've been on for 7 years. So several years ago, I lost a close friend of mine, and it made me reconsider life, basically. What I was doing and, how my friend was living his life, I think was something that I really enjoyed, I really valued. And I thought, right, I'm unhappy, so I need to change this. So I got a piece of paper and a pen, and I just jotted down things that I thought would make me smile. And that was the beginning of this journey, really. So I dropped everything in my life, and I just went for it. So I started ticking off very bizarre things. I married a stranger in Las Vegas. I delivered a baby. I walked across the country. I got a Guinness World Record. It just goes on and on.
Wait. So you wrote a list of things that make you smile, and they include marrying a stranger in Vegas, delivering a baby.
Well, you're smiling.
Well, that's true.
I was going to say, we're very...
Touché, sir.
Yeah, well played on that.
But everyone's list is different, but the progression is now that I spend all my time helping people achieve their goals, and that's the show.
Wow.
So I get to help people around the world achieve very specific, unique goals.
And so the trailer dropped, I think today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
So yesterday. And then, so tell us a little bit about maybe if you can give us an idea of what some of the people have on their list we're going to see in 100 Things.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a relative concept, isn't it? So everyone's list is completely different. So we're helping all sorts of people in all different ways. So my voice is a bit hoarse today because yesterday we helped a guy, Delot, his name was, his dream was to face a major league fastball. So we reached out to my community. So I've got this incredible community who follow me online, and they just want to help people out, basically. So I said, how can we help this guy out? And someone put me in touch with somebody else who put me in touch with Brett Tomko, an ex Major League Baseball player.
Yeah.
So he organised his mate Adam Kennedy, played for the what's the team, Anaheim Angels. Mm-hmm. He was our batting coach, and we went down there and basically made this happen. And I won't tell you exactly how the episode ends, but we met on the centre mound and the diamond, and we went to the plate. I don't even know what you call it, the batting plate. And
the batting plate.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
know what I mean.
Good. No, that's good. I love how
Well, I played cricket in Australia.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
And Delot just got to face, this guy and his fastball as well. And he swung, and the ending's just amazing, and I couldn't stop cheering. So you can probably guess what happened, but it was unreal.
Shatters the backboard.
Yeah,
sparks
exactly.
everywhere.
All the best
Music
stuff.
swells.
Home run. It's grand slam.
So that was the latest one, but it's everyone has a list, I think, and it's often forgotten about. So some of the episodes kind of remind us of that. There was a lady, Kim, cleaning out her house, and she found a bit of paper at the back of her husband's drawer, got it out, and it was his list of 100 things that he wrote up when he was in high school.
Wow.
And he'd forgotten about it, basically, and she contacted us and said, can you help him do one of these things? And one of the items was to do run a cattle drive.
Oh, nice.
He wanted to be a cowboy.
Yeah.
So we said, yeah, we can do that. So we surprised him. We knocked on his door. This guy's called Lou, really nice guy. And he went, who are you? And I was like, I'm from Australia. I've got your list.
I'm going to make you a cowboy.
I'm going to turn you into a cattle rancher.
So I said, let's go. So we hopped on a plane, went to Arizona, lived on a cattle ranch for 3 days, and we ran a cattle drive. We took 100 head of cattle, roughly, and just took them across the plains, and we had to learn how to ride horses and lasso, and it was unreal. We helped a girl in LA, create her first solo art exhibition, which was awesome. It's just, we're going to Europe today, actually, to film another 14 episodes.
Wow.
We're going to go to, it's a very mellow, very emotional episode, but one of the first ones, we're going to a concentration camp to reunite two people, family members.
Oh, wow.
Which is deep, which is heavy.
Very heavy, but if it's on someone's list,
of course,
and that's the thing. I mean,
so the idea
what an
here
amazing
is to
journey.
It's just to give someone a beautiful moment, right? It's just to create something that
Big or
brings
small.
happiness.
Yeah, take a dream, because we all have them, and just make them reality. And for one person, it's starting a company. For someone else, it's learning the harmonica.
Now, so at first, 100 Things, like you said, you made your list, and you started doing those things. And
delivering a baby.
Marrying a stranger in Vegas. And you started 100things.com.au.
Yeah.
And this, you talk a lot about, one of the things that I think is really cool is your community of people. The whole bunch of people just got really inspired by you. And now you have this global community of people who all want to help each other out.
Yeah, and it's all just happened accidentally. I mean, I didn't set out to, I never thought I'd be talking to you guys. I just thought it was a personal thing. But there was something to it. It very quickly got a bit of traction, and I think it just goes to show that we all want to be doing things, and some of us, like I was, you take a back seat to your own life sometimes, and we create a lot of excuses why we can't do things, whether it's money or commitments or fear of getting out of your comfort zone, and all things that definitely apply to me. But I started breaking down those barriers, I think, just through trying.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Sure.
And so people, enjoy that. So yeah, the progression has been that I got to a point. I use this analogy. When you get on a plane and they say, in case of an emergency, an oxygen mask will drop from the ceiling before helping anyone else, put yours on first.
Right.
Sure.
Which is so interesting. Like it's almost selfish, put yours first.
Yeah.
But I think in life you have to help yourself out. I think you need to be pursuing a meaningful lifestyle, purpose-driven.
Yeah.
And I think once you do that, you will find yourself able to help others more productively. And so that's what's happened. I was on, I do a little bit of TV back home. In Australia, I'm huge. That's not true. But I did an interview, and this guy wrote in. He said, "I saw your list. You've inspired me to create mine. Can you shave my head?" So I thought, okay, why not? It just sounds quite quirky.
Yeah.
So I flew to Melbourne. I shaved Mark's head. And then Mark's story is that he was completely able-bodied until 30. He got bitten by a tick.
Oh no.
And got Lyme disease. So within 6 months, his
Oh
life
my gosh.
changed. He's a quadriplegic now. He needs a ventilator to sleep at night. He can't talk, because of a tick.
Oh God.
And as I was shaving his head, I saw how stoked he was. And I was so happy to be helping. And then I said, well, I can do more than this for you. What else can I do? And he said via his translator, I've always wanted to do a half marathon. So I said, okay, how can I help you do that? Because I'm slow on the uptake. And he said, well, you could push me.
Just a
And it was
simple
that.
answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Simple, elegant answer.
And I said, like, why has no one offered to push you? And he said, I only came up with my list yesterday. Which is, there's something in that.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I just signed us up for the Melbourne Half Marathon, and I pushed him. And it was the first time that I ever helped anybody out. And the interesting thing on that was, by the time the marathon came around, I had a bunch of people who wanted to help me help Mark. So, my findings, if you want to call it that, is I'm just discovering that we all want to help people.
Yeah.
We all innately want to. We have the ability and we have a desire. And it's about, I guess, matchmaking now for me. So I find people who need help because I can't help everyone. And I find a lot of people who want to help, and I just match them up, and it's beautiful.
Sure.
I think that's such a cool thing, and we're technology focused here, and I think the thing that's so amazing about this is that it really is because of the internet, right? Because people are connected, you can do this. And people talk about the internet being a negative thing a lot, but this is a really positive thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not that tech savvy, to be honest, but yes, this community's built up, and it's just that idea of connection.
Yeah.
I think, I've got no problem putting anything on social media about what I do, because ultimately it helps people. So it's not an egotistical thing, but the beauty of it is that it connects. It just connects with people, and I haven't tried for that to happen. So yeah, people are all around the world meeting people and helping people online, and I get contacted by everyone. People, a little old lady whose partner passed away. She wanted me to move a pot plant in her yard. So I helped. Yeah.
Wow.
The same thing happened for a lady in Perth, the other side of the country. I'm from Sydney. So someone in Perth got in touch with me and said, "Can I do it?" And I just put them in touch, and that happened. And this is all via social media.
That's great.
A lady who was suicidal contacted me. She found a bit of hope in what I was doing. Really sad story. I won't go into it, but it was terrible. And then I just rang her up, and someone else connected with her, and they rang her up, and all online we found her a counsellor. The police got involved, and she's good now.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It's got to be so rewarding. It's just it's really cool.
well, there are lives being saved.
Yeah.
I can't stop what I do now.
Yeah.
Which
Right,
is
yeah.
awesome. I don't know what direction
Now you
it's
have a
going.
mission.
Yeah.
It's like when people start working out, they say like, "Oh, I can't stop now because it feels so good to exercise." Like it's the thing, and like this is really kind of like a spiritual exercise. Like you're sort of out there helping people, and it feels so good that you just don't want to stop. It's it's almost an addiction to like help people, which is really great.
Yeah, and the show, it just brings it out. So it's done so well, and of course I would say that even if that wasn't the truth, but it is the truth. And I saw the trailer yesterday, and it's it's only a minute long, but it's like it's a bit of a tearjerker, and I've seen a few of the episodes behind the scenes, and they're just awesome.
So before you go, I definitely have to ask you how the delivering someone's baby went.
Well, it's because Jeff has a baby due later this
do,
year.
and I'm terrified
Maybe you
to be
can
in the
come
room.
to LA. Maybe you can come to LA.
I'm not
and
even
deliver.
sure I want to be in the room. My wife says I have to, but
You should. It was one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever witnessed. This is, to the point that social media helps, connect people. This girl had been following me online in Canada and said, I'm pregnant, I'm due, if you want to help out, I know you want to, you can come and help deliver. So I just said, okay.
Sure,
So
why not?
I got my credit card out, because I have no money, right? It just happens. And I flew to her hometown of Regina in Canada, which I think is awesome.
That's hilarious.
Perfect. What I said, that's such a coincidence.
So you saw her Regina.
I
You
saw
her in. Excuse me. I apologize.
I don't know, whatever you call it. It was. I had one of her legs over my shoulder when it happened, And so,
What a
and
visual.
like, so
This
when it came out, the baby, it was about that size.
It's a robot baby.
Yeah, there was no lightsaber, but it came out and it was, I just couldn't stop crying. So I had the baby and I put it on her tummy and...
How long did you train for this, or did you just show up and you're like, I'll just wing it?
There was a midwife there.
Okay,
and
all
I
right.
assume
She
that's...
just said, "Put your hands here."
Yeah, like hold your hands
I
out.
mean, it was
What an amazing thing.
It was unreal. It really was. The baby.
Do you have like
I'm
a connection
sure.
with that child now?
Well, it's weird because obviously the emotional connection isn't, the same as being a parent.
Sure.
Right.
But to me, it just showed that everyone is. I mean, how generous to invite me into something that was so intimate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a much longer story than that.
Just what a
but it was
moment
great.
for everybody involved. I mean, it's such a big deal.
And I've made lifelong friends. Oakley's just turned 3.5, I think. So yeah.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Amazing.
And so, aside from 100 Things, you also do things with Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, I raise money for charities. So, I wanted to raise $10,000 for Camp Quality, which is an Australian kids cancer charity. And I ended up making $100,000 for them somehow. Again, accidentally. So I thought, well, why would I stop here? So I then raised $100,000 for Alzheimer's Australia. My mum has younger onset of dementia, which is really sad. She's 60. So I did that, and then Make-A-Wish approached me and said, can you be an ambassador? And I guess I do a similar thing in terms of helping people. So I said, absolutely. And so I'm raising $100,000 for those guys. I don't know how, but it will happen, I'm sure. Yeah, so there's, I love the idea that you can go through life and help other people, on a peer-to-peer level or, in a charity sense as well. Right. So I feel very blessed to be doing what I do.
That's
great.
amazing.
So how can we watch the show?
Yeah, how can we watch it?
You need to download the Go90 app. So it's a Verizon platform. Online digital thing, and it's been produced by Made Man. So it's also available on the Made Man YouTube channel. It gets released on the 13th of April, new episode every 2 weeks for a year. So there's 26 episodes all up.
Awesome.
And they are, they're awesome.
And my very last question will be, to anyone out there who is having trouble thinking of things for their own list, what's your best advice?
Give yourself permission to consider your version of happiness. And I think once you've done that, just make a choice to pull the trigger. It's that simple. What else is more important than just feeling good about yourself? So what is that? And I think by doing that, asking yourself the question, what's on your list, which I want to ask you too, I think the ramifications of that answer could change your life, and I think probably more importantly, change the lives of people around you. And that's just what I'm finding.
I love that point about helping yourself before you can help others, loving yourself before you can love others. Because, like you said, sometimes we feel too selfish, and you really do have to be whole and happy and right before you can be of service to others.
I saw just an Instagram meme or whatever you call them the other day, and it just said you can't fill up someone else's cup if yours is empty.
It's true.
And it's it's so simple. Well, so what's on your list?
I want to see the Northern Lights.
Oh, that's good.
Northern Lights. I would like to learn fight choreography, like in a superhero movie.
That's awesome.
on my list.
That's amazing.
I just want to learn how to, I don't know, I want to maybe fight a robot or something. I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
Genghis, she's not
You
talking
could
about
you,
do this
Genghis,
both as a light. Anyway, that's great. Good answers.
Something amazing.
Yeah,
but
awesome.
thank you so much. We are big fans on this show. We sign off every day by saying be good humans, and you are certainly one of those.
Oh, it's nice of you to say. Thank you.
Have a safe flight over to Europe.
Yes.
And have a great time shooting more episodes. 100 Things, the Go90 app, the Made Man YouTube channel. Is that right? Made Man? Did I get that right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, please don't let that be backwards. You can check that out. You can always go over to 100things.com.au. Sebastian Terry, thank you so much for having us.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter or any of those, whatever those things are, is it called a handle?
Yes.
Sure.
A handle is @Seb100things.
Seb 100 Things, guys. We'll be right back. It's Tomorrow Daily.